Morning, my dear student. Today class, you see, continue with your previous class. The chapter is force and laws of motion. And the part of this chapter is momentum and the second law of motion. Momentum from your yesterday class, you know it. Momentum P equal to m into v. It is the product of the mass and of the object and its velocity of the object. Velocity of the object. If you write it, you must be try to write in this. You know the mass is the scalar quantity, so arrow sign is not ahead on the mass. Only you put it to the arrow sign on the velocity. Okay. So this is the vector form. The unit also you know it, kg meter per second, and dimension not in your syllabus, but if any type of competitive exam you say the dimension is this. So this is the momentum. Momentum means you must be sincere. Linear momentum. In the higher class, you see it, the angular momentum also. But Newton's law of motion, it is only the linear momentum. Linear momentum, when the object is moving in a linear or rectilinear motion, that time creates the momentum. That momentum is called the linear momentum. So, before the second law, you know the momentum. So many terms are there, and momentum depends on two factors. First one is the mass and second one is the velocity. Okay. It is directly proportional to its mass when the velocity is constant. It is directly proportional to its velocity when the mass is constant. So with the graphical representation, you also clear it. The second law. Newton's or second law of motion. Second law of motion. Second law of motion, the rate of change of linear momentum is directly proportional to its force, means applied force on that object. Okay, which type of force? Balance and unbalanced? Because here the change in momentum, that means the velocity also change. That means the creates some acceleration. That means the unbalanced force. Okay. So the rate of change of momentum, linear momentum or the momentum is directly proportional to its unbalanced force, means the applied force, and the direction of the momentum will be the direction of its force. It may be the directed with the force, it may be the opposite to the direction to the force. Because you know it is the vector quantity. If you consider this is the positive, when you move this direction, that is the negative. So from your books, you listen the second law. According to this law, the change in momentum of a body per unit time means rate of change of momentum. Momentum change, means change in momentum with respect to time. Rate of change of momentum means change in momentum with respect to time. The change in momentum of a body per unit time is directly proportional to the external force, applied force. Which type of force? Unbalanced force. Why it is unbalanced force? Because the momentum change. Momentum change means the velocity change. When the velocity will be changed, when you apply the unbalanced force on that object. So it is the unbalanced force acting on that body or the object, and the change in momentum takes place in the direction of the unbalanced force on the body. Of the unbalanced force on the body. So this is the mathematical form of this of this law, first you consider it. An object of mass m, the applied unbalanced force, you consider the F. After a certain time, the velocity of that object is v. Means an object of mass m moving with a velocity u. You apply the force on that object. Means pull it. Now push it. As you wish, push it. Because the velocity is increase. If you pull it, the velocity is decrease. So you push it. So unbalanced force on that object. And you see after time t, the velocity of the object is v. If you consider v is more than u, that is the force is directed to the motion. That means the accelerated motion. What will be the initial momentum? Change in momentum. Okay, change in momentum. Clear? So change in momentum is equal to this. How many times for changing the momentum? After the time t, time taken. Time taken for the change in momentum is equal to t. Okay. So rate of change in momentum. Rate means rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum, that is equal to change in momentum by time. Okay? From the second law, you know it. According to the definition of Newton's second law, force applied is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. Change of momentum. Okay? So this equal to m into v minus u by t. That is equal to, is directly proportional to this. This equal to p. P or F. P or F. F. P or F. acceleration equal to change in velocity by time. Okay, K is the proportional constant. K is the proportional constant. Now, if m equal to 1, a equal to 1 and f equal to 1, then k equal to 1. So, f equal to m into a. Force equal to mass into acceleration. Mass into acceleration. What is the unit of force? Force acting on the body is directly proportional to its mass and is directly proportional to its acceleration. Gives the mechanical form of the Newton's second law of motion. The force given by equation 1 acts on the body. Newton's second law of motion in vector form. Second law of motion in vector form. And what is its unit? This is the vector form. Unit. Unit of mass is kg and acceleration is meter second to the power minus 2. That is the unit equal to, that time the unit of force equal to kg meter second to the power minus 2 equal to Newton. A force is said to be 1 Newton if it produces 1 meter per second square acceleration on an object of mass 1 kg. If it produces 1 meter per second square acceleration of an object of mass 1 kg. CGS, you remember it as your wish, but this is the SI system. CGS system, the unit of force equal to dyne. Dyne means when the m equal to gram and a equal to centimeter per second square. So, the dyne equal to gram centimeter second to the power minus 2. Gram centimeter second to the power minus 2. And what is the relation between dyne and Newton? One Newton equal to 1 kg 1 second to the power minus 2, 10 to the power 3 gram into 10 square centimeter per second square, 10 to the 3 into 10 to the power square gram centimeter per second square, 10 to the power 5 dy and dyne. 1 Newton. Okay. So those are the relation between the Newton and the dyne. Am I clear? So, application of the Newton's second law. Next I will discuss you and the third law today up to this class. So, thank you my dear student. Any problem from your side, you will come through your e-portal. Thank you my dear student.